Welcome. Just in case you've been living under a rock, the Knicks got the number 8 overall pick. Of course, nicking stuff up all the time, unfortunately. So collectively, number 8, number 44, and number 58 are the picks that we're dealing with. Phil has worked his magic in the second round, so I'm not overly concerned about that. But again, having 3 picks, that's a luxury for the Knicks regardless.
We're used to having 0, right?
Potential free agents for us: Ron Baker, Justin Holiday, Derrick Rose, Sasha Vujacic. Probably bringing 2 of those guys back.
Yeah, for sure. I'd probably look into bringing Ron Baker and Justin Holiday back just as security. Derrick Rose should go.
Yes, absolutely. Ron, depending on who else we got. I like it. I like it.
Depends what we do in the draft, right?
So what's everyone looking at?
All right, so here, at least starting with the 8th pick.
Yep.
These are probably our potential options just going into it. This is a guy's name we should probably get used to, guys, because chances are we're going to draft him. Hate to break it to you. And we're no whiz here, but Frank Ntilikina. I could be saying it wrong, but we're going to go with that for now.
Are you sure about that?
If I could learn Porzingis, we can learn Ntilikina.
I think you got this.
18-year-old Frenchman. Plays in France. Let me get that off the bat right now to all our comments from our last.
We appreciate the love, though. We appreciate it.
No, I appreciate you guys correcting us. Never want to give out false information. He doesn't play in Germany. It's Strasbourg in France. So clearing that up. Let me tell you a little bit about this kid's accolades.
What's he got going on?
Not much, but under 18 European Cup MVP. So this kid could ball. He stands at 6'5" for a point guard. That's pretty big in the NBA. Imagine him guarding the perimeter like that. We haven't had a single perimeter defender on the Knicks. Courtney Lee, he's so busy guarding the best guy on the other team that we don't really have perimeter defense.
You're right, but you and I had a conversation not too long ago about Frank.
We did.
And we were looking at some of his highlights and training video. What do you think about that?
So I understand some of the criticism. He looks a step slow. He's crossing up guys who look like they probably play soccer instead of basketball. Yeah. But you know what? He's 18, 6'5", 6'11" wingspan. Anything that he's missing in speed right now at the age of 18, he can make up for in how long his arms are.
It's possible.
Keep that in mind. This kid has so much upside. Can you imagine KP at 7'1" playing the 4, 7'2", 7'3"? I forgot, but at this point, he's a tall dude. Then you got Frank at 6'5". Pair that with Billy. That's not a bad defensive lineup for the future.
Not bad. But here's a guy that I like, man.
Who that?
Let me tell you a little something about my man Malik Monk.
Oh,
right?
The guy who said, "I hope I get drafted."
Yeah. What was that about?
I don't know. It could have been throwing shade. It could have been he sincerely hopes he's a top 5 pick because he thinks he deserves it. I don't know. Let's make things interesting.
Dude, all in all, he could be throwing shade at the Knicks. Who wouldn't be throwing shade? He's probably a potential top 5 pick, but he's right within our range. You know, at number 8, he may slip because there's some guys, you know, that other teams are looking at by need and by fit. So Malik Monk, let me tell you a little bit about him. He's a prolific scorer, right? We could probably use another scorer now that we're, you know, not quite sure what's going to happen with Carmelo Anthony. He may be out of here. We don't know what's going on with that. So we need a guy that can put the ball in the hole.
This is interesting. In the event that we draft Malik Monk, that would potentially, if we keep Courtney Lee, move him to the 3 spot.
Would it now?
That's a solid defensive lineup. But where else are you putting Courtney Lee?
I could keep him at 2, man. Malik Monk, listen, Wally Zerbiak did say this, and he's not wrong. This is something I looked into as well. He's a combo guard. He can play the 1 and 2, and especially in our system, the triangle, which we so dreadily hate speaking about, you don't need a premier point guard. So we can see what Monk can do with scoring the basketball in Kentucky. He could put the ball in the hoop for the Knicks, and he can run the point in the triangle system.
That is fascinating. From going to former MVP Derrick Rose, a point guard who can't play defense to save his life, to Malik Monk, who's a point guard, shooting guard mix, if you will.
Toss up.
A la Steph Curry. Who knows if he'll turn out that
Just
way.
saying. No comparisons, but just saying.
Just saying. All right. We got another guy that I definitely want to touch on. I'm pretty excited about this. Jonathan Isaac.
Woo!
Forward.
Yeah.
So ideal Melo replacement. I think the best comparison to him is probably Gordon Hayward with better upside on defense.
For sure.
This is a strong kid. His jump shot is getting up. Let me just put his size into perspective for you. So he stands at 6'11".
Yeah. Long kid.
Very big. Wingspan at 7'1". KP and him playing next to each
Wow.
other, that is defense like the Knicks have never seen before. So that's
that front
something to
court
look
would
forward
be dangerous.
to. Moreover, when he's raising his hand, he's 9 feet 1 inches. He ain't got to jump a lot. He's a solid defender and a solid rebounder at that on both ends of the floor, averaging just about 7 rebounds a game, putting up only 12 points. But again, his ceiling is very high. He definitely helped his team as a freshman, and a lot of upside on this guy, Jonathan Isaac.
Potential-wise, he's probably right up there with Fultz and Ball in terms of potential.
And like we said, this is a deep draft, so
it is.
It's not a loss for us at all. I'd be so happy with a guy like Jonathan Isaac.
I would too, but he's a little raw, man. You know
Very
how we
raw.
feel about taking gambles on raw players.
We do it anyway, though.
Porzingis.
Kristaps Porzingis.
Yeah, there you go.
Who
This is another guy who falls right within our range, right? And, you know, you and I had a lot of conversation about this guy, and he seems to be flying under the radar. You know, maybe there's some character issues there. There's some leadership issues and stuff, but as far as his athleticism goes and his all-around ball game, Dennis Smith Jr., he's a prospect to look at. And just recently, go ahead.
You know what? He didn't play in the tournament. That's partially
for sure.
NC State, not a big school. So.
And questions for leadership as well, how he handled that. But this is a guy that flat out almost averaged, what, about 20 points, 7 assists? That's no joke in the ACC.
Absolutely.
This kid can ball. He was a freshman, 19 years old. But my only thing is here, right? He's got immense amount of potential. And this kid can flat out ball. But he doesn't necessarily fit the triangle system. He's a ball dominant point guard. He needs the ball in his hand to create. He's pick and roll heavy, and we don't do a lot of that. I'm sure Jeff would love to.
What's exciting, absolutely. What's exciting about this, and you guys will hear this in one of our upcoming interviews, there have been comparisons made to Russell Westbrook. That type
to
of
who?
talent.
Say it again.
Russell Westbrook.
Oh my goodness, I would love to have somebody like that.
In the event that ends up happening, great win for the Knicks. But like you said, that triangle system, why does it have to keep coming up, man?
But,
why can't we just draft the best player available, Phil?
Hey, who knows? We may. Phil's been in contact with some of his representatives, so you never know. They are at least interested in him, whether he may be a fit or not. But
or if he falls to 8, we'll see.
We'll see.
It's going to be luxury in our lap.
Those are our 4 guys.
That is
for our range.
One more guy we might want to mention.
Shoot, let's hear.
Is a young man from UNC, which you will be touching on.
I will later, but as the 8th pick, I don't know, man. I heard some rumors that the Knicks might be looking to acquire another first rounder.
We'll see.
We'll
a lot
see.
of stuff going on this offseason. We will, of course, we'll keep you guys posted on the draft. We'll have another episode. In the meantime,
always a pleasure.
My man TK.
Pot duh.
I'm Far.
We out here.
And ladies, sorry.
And kids.